I will say, probably the thing that I very quickly got adjusted to that I think that will hit me like whiplash when I return is deliveries here.
Oh,
because
Speaking of optimized.
you get so used to it here because what happens is, have we spoke about this on the podcast before? We have
I
we?
don't think so.
So when you get a delivery in like, I guess, any other country, it's like, we'll arrive between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. And you just got to be home on a Tuesday, hope you listen out, you know, and then you fucking miss it. And they
the
didn't
single knock on the
and
door.
then they didn't knock on the door. They say that they were there and it's like bullshit. No, you didn't. And then it's this whole fucking pain. And then you got to try and reschedule like, oh, well, you come back in 4 days. And it's like, are you kidding me? I pre-ordered this game. I wanted it today. But in Japan, when you miss a package, not only can you reschedule on that day within a 2-hour time slot. So if you miss it between like 8 and 12 a.m., which is the only 4-hour time slot, you can get it redelivered between 12 and 2. 4 and 6, 6 and 8, 9 to
Basically same day delivery.
Literally the whole day, and you can pick the 2-hour slot. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And on Amazon, when you do it, you can also pick the 2-hour time slot. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's so insane. And it works.
I mean, there are also like, what is it, where the UK and some places have like, in London, have like Amazon Now or something like that?
Yeah, we do
That's
have
insane.
that?
That's insane to
I
me.
think I spoke about that in the podcast before because I ordered like Mario Party and shit.
Oh,
But, like,
It's when it arrives literally a few hours after you order it.
Why don't we
And-
have that, man?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Japan gets it or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love that because I didn't know.
I would never leave my house if that was the case. I just fucking get it.
Well, it
out.
was made for groceries mainly. It just happened to have like product on it.
Which is weird, like because I was thinking back to our podcast last week with Alexion, and I remember thinking to myself, man, how would I have survived in Japan and got set up if Amazon didn't exist, like he did, like when he first moved here? And I'm just thinking, man, so much of my life has revolved around Amazon in Japan that if I didn't have it, I would be like. Life would be 10 times harder.
It does become, when something isn't on Amazon, I've noticed it becomes about 10 times more difficult to get the thing that I want and delivered the day.
Because you have to
I want.
look it up and being like, all right, where's the closest store? And then you have to find out when the store's open. And then you have to go in and fucking look for it. It's just
it's a mess.
Gross.
But I also feel kind of sad because I feel that because everything is so easy, you know, and I got comments that were like, I can't believe Connor complains about not knowing Japanese and living in Japan, right? Not complaining. I'm just fucking British and I'm just complaining about the things that I complain about. I know it's my fault for not knowing Japanese.
he's British.
I'm not a fucking idiot. I know that it's probably not a good idea to not speak Japanese living in Japan, right? But a lot of people do come here to learn, right? And I do think that if I was forced to, you know, say 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I think that I would have been forced to learn a lot more.
Oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
I would have no choice.
All right.
Right? Right now, I don't need to do anything. Google Maps tells me where to go. Google Maps tells me the restaurants. I can Google Translate every web page. Like, it's pretty much all sorted.
It's catering more towards foreigners, definitely.
It also doesn't help that this is basically a society that has optimized like getting
Not
the
talking to
least
people.
amount of human interaction possible.
Sure.
You go to a restaurant, you have a tablet, and you order your stuff. You know, so most of the time you don't even need to talk to anyone. You know what I mean?
Which is why I like. You must get this a lot, right? Do you get comments asking you like, "How's your Japanese coming along? How's your Japanese coming along?"
Yeah, Gon, how is it coming along?
It is.
Is it Jozu?
It is. I've already gotten Jozu a few times.
It's difficult, right? Because it's hard to explain. Because essentially, I think people have a misconception of how much we interact with Japanese people.
Yeah.
I talk to a Japanese person and I'm forced to speak Japanese at most often at the konbini or at the like Denny's or whatever, like at a restaurant or a store. Those are the 3 most common times. And there's a script. Like I know exactly what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And because they always say the same
I know
things.
exactly what you mean because we were getting coffee, like I think it was last week or something at the Bookwalk offices, and we kind of ordered the coffee, and he almost sounded like fucking fluent with like all the responses he was making, and it was just like, I know how it is where you've ordered something enough times that you just know the questions you get asked.
I perfectly optimize ordering coffee.
It's like when you watch a movie and you see the line before the actor says the line. You know, it's like, I know what you're gonna say.
And I know where if that script is like varied, like in the slightest, you just go like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
Because what happens is I'll be ordering coffee, right? And here's the order every single time. You go in there, you say what you want. They'll ask you, do you want it to stay or to go? So you say to go. And then I'll ask you, you know, do you want a bag? You say, no, you don't want a bag. And then you just say how you want to pay. So you can just say that, right? And it's always how it is. And every time it goes wrong, and if Joey's with me, I'll just slowly turn to Joey and be like,
There's only 2 times I've seen a slow head turn. That's in a horror movie and when I'm with you guys and it's out of the script. You know, it's just a very slow like.
I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to go. Joey, help! I just want to be like. Dozo Joe.
I'll leave it.
It's actually funny when you're not there because when it's there have been times when it's just me and Connor and we're at like a restaurant ordering something and then we get something off script and it's both of us trying to cumulatively figure out which one of us knows like as much Japanese as each other. Like we're trying to like combine our Japanese knowledge to be like, okay, you know this word, I know that word, so let's try and figure out what we're saying.
Let's combine these 2 words together. That's the thing though. Like that's like one. Like I'm such a fucking sadist, but like that's the one thing I fucking love when friends who can't speak Japanese, I'm hanging out with,
asshole,
and we go to like a restaurant or something, or we go out somewhere or go traveling somewhere. Is that because I don't look Japanese, people don't expect me to know Japanese.
Yeah.
So I love every now and then going to a restaurant with like a bunch of non-Japanese friends and pretending I can't speak a word of Japanese and just letting them be. Yeah, I'm like, Nihongo wa karanai, and it's just like, fuck you, Joey.
So yeah, outside of those situations, we pretty much don't really speak to Japanese people.
Yeah. Although to be fair, you've been recently fucking interacting with like Japanese people on Apex, right?
Well, so I thought to myself, right, I'm taking these Japanese classes 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Problem is I'm not really doing much outside of that, and people will be like, oh, why don't you study more? I mean, the work schedule that we have is already pretty fucking
and
hectic.
there's only so much studying before you have to actually use it in practice, right?
I think like no matter how much studying I do, if I'm not using it,
Yeah.
like practically, it's not going to help.
Yeah, it's no point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just decided, fuck it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stream talking to Japanese people on Apex, just trying to make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Managed to make some friends pretty fucking fast.
Yeah.
Even though most people do not want to talk.
I mean, I was tuning into one of your streams and you were like interacting quite well.
Yeah, I can speak super basic, and if,
but they were getting it.
Yeah. They can normally understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that if I don't know something, I'm like, chat, what is this word? How do I say this thing? And then they tell me, and then I don't forget it because I'm using it like immediately over and over. And so that's been really helpful. And if you want to go and watch those, you can watch them on the highlights, whatever that we're doing. But yeah, that's been super helpful. But outside of that, like we don't fucking use it. Like
I mean, I can talk to you guys in Japanese.
But it's okay, Joey. It's different because
it's different, Joey.
Because you know how bad we are, and it's embarrassing, right?
No. Okay. You have to throw that aside because. Like
I am fine doing it in front of 2,000 people live.
Yeah.
But not in front of me?
No, not in front of me. Because
I'm not going to judge you.
We
Joey's
know
Joey's a smug motherfucker.
That's not the point. We judge ourselves when we're with you.
Yeah.
It's like a subconscious thing where I'm just like,
I don't want you to be disappointed in me, Joey. That's
I'm not going to be disappointed.
I want to just impress you, man. I want to impress you, okay? I just want to get Nihongo Josie by you, man, okay? But I know how Josie your Japanese is, man. I can't reach that level right now, man.
You're like trying to impress your dad. It's like, come on, man. This is the only time I'm going to get my dad's love.
because I don't know what it is about talking to a Japanese person. I even though it's even more awkward because if they don't understand me, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But it's less awkward because they inherently expect me to be fucking awful.
Yeah.
So it's like when I do good, it's like, oh, awesome. Like it's good. But
So then why don't you just put that on me?
because you can probably figure out what I'm trying to say and you can be like, are you trying to say this, Connor? And I'll be like, yeah.
But I can also just pretend to be like,
I guess maybe.
Wakaranai, you know? Like,
But the point is in general, we don't really get to talk to as many Japanese people as I think people expect us to.
Yeah.
right.